Welcome to Unshakable with Human Design, the show dedicated to helping entrepreneurs use human design to shift from hustle to flow without sacrificing results. Come here to become an unshakable human and build an unshakable business according to your human design. I'm your host, Nicole. Hello and welcome to Unshakable with Human Design, everybody. I'm your host, Nicole, and we are at the end of 2024. Can you guys believe it? I'm honestly sitting here in kind of disbelief that this is the end of the year, that this is one of the last shows that I will be recording in 2024. And 2024, I know, has been a hard year for a lot of people. That's what I hear a lot. I hear that it's been difficult. And I know that it's been energetically very challenging. We went through some really crazy energy in 2024. We went through some crazy shifts that are like paradigm shifting energy changes that we're all feeling. And I honestly felt like 2024 was an energetically challenging year. I felt like I constantly had to come back to my tools and lean on my stuff really hard so that I didn't feel it in my everyday life, so that 2024 didn't feel hard to me. It felt like I just couldn't sleep on my nervous system regulation, on understanding what the transits were and what energy was affecting me, what was not really mine, and not getting sucked into the story of what's happening and actually being able to come back to like what I feel right now. And basically my tools of becoming unshakable. My unshakable tools like human design, EFT, breath work, visualization, all of those tools helped me stay really committed to the strategies that I had laid out, and I made them work. Because this episode is going to be about the importance of reviewing 2024, checking in with yourself, because it's the review that you do of this year that is going to determine the results that you have next year. Okay? So the first question I have for you guys is to ask you, how are you feeling right now? This energy is shifting, all of this change. We went through a transition. We went through the big Pluto transition from Capricorn to Aquarius. Like that has now happened. We are on the other side of it officially, freshly on the other side of it. But then we went into like Mercury retrograde and Mars and all of these crazy, challenging sort of aspects that we're dealing with now. But we're on the other side of this transition, and all transitions, I don't care, even if they're good, they are an adjustment. So we have to get really good at adjusting. And that's what separates the people who are, I don't mean to break it up into winners and losers, but the people who succeed and who feel good and who feel fulfilled and have a grounded presence in their life, and the people who feel like everything is chaos, that they are a victim of their circumstances, that things feel out of control. They haven't figured out how to master these transitions. Or sometimes we're fighting the transition. We're fighting where the energy wants us to go, and we're trying to stay where we were. And that doesn't work. That's when the energy, the universe, whatever, will start to take things apart for you, if you're not willing to go on the ride and be a willing participant in it. So how are you feeling after these transitions have happened? And we're still in that, as I record this right now, we are still in that Mercury retrograde period. So communication, you might not feel terribly motivated to put a lot of content out right now. I know that I haven't, so I have actually, this is my time, and I sort of said that I was going to do this anyway, that December was a month where I was just going to hunker down and really get my stuff together. So 2025 kicked off, ready to go. So this is one of those things too, about rolling with the punches, about being unshakable. Just because I can't do what was planned doesn't mean I can't do something that is beneficial to my business, that is going to help. There's always something that my energy feels like doing. It's how do I make that useful? So what I mean by that is I haven't felt like writing a whole lot of content right now. I've felt very much in a cocoon. I felt like I haven't really wanted to be very outward with my message right now. but I have this show. So I'm always out with my message to some degree. So I'm never hiding. But I have just really felt like where my energy wanted to go was into planning these things that I have for 2025. And that's been really easy for me. And that's been really fun for me. And that has gotten my juices flowing. And that has allowed me to do the content that I have done. That has allowed me to step out. So if I made a story about how I couldn't write content and how I couldn't get on Instagram and I couldn't do this and it meant all of these things, then I'm in the circumstance rather than in my power. I'm an authority to me, which is why I can be an authority to others. We cannot be an authority to others until we are an authority to ourselves. So when we're putting all of that energy outside, but we are not really grounded inside, people feel that. So remember that. But let's talk about 2024 because that's really what I want to break down. I just took my clients through like a 2024 review process. I've obviously done this extensively for myself and I've gone through it for the last couple of months. I've sort of been going through some of these exercises for myself, but it's the end of the year where you have the numbers and you have the results and you have, you've got a clearer picture because you're almost done, right? Although I'm not done. I haven't relinquished the fact that things are going to still keep happening at the end of this year. In fact, we do have a very special offer for you guys. We have something kicking off in January. If you have been looking to really dive into your human design, go deeper with us, but my Business by Design mentorship has felt like it's just too much right now. You either didn't need all of that business stuff because you have it already, but you're fascinated by human design and you want to go deeper with your design and your genius activations and how they relate to your business and all of that, everything that I talk about being really empowered and being an authority to yourself, all of that work. If that has resonated with you, or if you've just felt like Business by Design felt like too much for you to bite off right at the beginning, we have something special that's kicking off in January. We have a pre-sale going on right now. All you have to do to get the details on that is DM me the word genius on Instagram. I'm at Nicole Leno Official. I'll send you the details there. I can tell you all about what we've got going on. Or you can go to nicoleleno.com/genius and you can get the information there. So without further ado, let's talk about this 2024. So I haven't given up. I still have offers going out. I still have things going out. I'm not doing them until January, but I'm selling them. These are things that I can do now. But that's because 2024, I did something else. 2024, let me start by saying this is our best year yet in my company, in the Unshakable company. Our revenue will be up somewhere around 35%, still running the numbers, but that's what we're going to close on. So for a year that was really challenging for other people, we had our best year ever. And I'm really, really proud of that. We've sustained these numbers. It has not been a rocky year. We have grown steadily throughout the year. And where that growth came from was not from me just coming up with a plan for 2024. It came from the review process I did in 2023. For 2023, I looked at it and I looked at all the things that we had tried. I had made smaller offers. I had tried selling lots of things because that was what coaches and people were telling us to do. Sell lots of different offers, throw them out there, doing lots of master classes. I was creating so much. And what that ended up with, it's a basic process that I take myself through. It's a what worked, what didn't, why, and what were the lessons learned. So the what worked in 2023 was my group program, but there were things about it that did not work. I realized that I felt like there was more that I wanted to give in there, and it was holding me back from being able to sell it. So the lesson that I had, which determined the action I would take, was I have to rewrite the program a bit. And I did that over this time last year. I took the quiet time of the year and I rewrote my program. I re-recorded everything for Business by Design and I relaunched it in January. But I redid the entire program. I re-recorded everything. I created all new lessons and I felt more connected to it. Now, that's both a strategy, but it's also the energy. So when I showed up to sell that in January, I was like, this is it. I have created the most comprehensive human design and business incubator possible. Everything from digging into what makes you a genius, figuring out how to regulate your nervous system so you can expand and hold more success in your life, and you can break the barriers and the patterns that have been holding you back. And lead generation, content writing, writing a strategic message that sells, because so many people were not doing that. Building funnels off of a podcast so that you had this repeatable way of building a relationship with your clients, with your ideal clients, your true soul aligned, what I call your cosmic niche, and then ultimately building funnels to allow them to buy from you. I created all of that with Business by Design. So I did that. I was like, this is what's going to work. The group program thing works, but I need to do it differently. Here's what I need to do. So the lessons that I had from 2023 gave me clear actions for what I needed to do to make 2024 better. I didn't just say, okay, well, I need to launch more. I need to do this more. I need to do that more. No, I said what I want to do. I tried selling lots of things. I tried creating lots of offers. I tried doing all of this different stuff, and I'm burnt out. I'm really tired. I felt like I was creatively drained most of 2023. And I just felt like I was reinventing the wheel a lot. It was a very Manny-Gen year for me, 2023. And as much as I'm multi-passionate, that did not serve my energy. It did not serve my life. So through that process, I said, you know what I need to do? I need to really test this offer. I need to see if people are going to buy it and they're going to buy it regularly. I need to be obsessed with getting people results. I need to be obsessed with this program. So I'm going to give 2024 that. And that's how I came up with my strategy for 2024, which was to build a kick-ass masterclass that would teach a high level of the program. And if people wanted to go deeper, they could. I would do that repeatedly throughout the year. And what that resulted in was a 35% increase in our revenue year over year. And that's all because the actions I took made sense for the things I had already tried and the things that didn't work and the things that worked. So if you don't know what's working, you can't repeat it. So if you don't know what's working, you don't know how to repeat that thing because you're not really paying attention and you're not measuring what you're doing. You're not keeping track. If you don't know what's working, then you don't know what's working. So you're just doing things more willy-nilly. And it's very difficult to grow when you have no idea of what's working and what's not. Because if you don't know what's working, you can't repeat it. And if you don't know what's not working, you're doomed to repeat it. And that's where we start doing more work than we need and getting lesser results. This year in 2024, and the next episode, we're going to talk about planning your 2025 and what that looks like and how to plan an epic 2025 and your word of the year. Because my word of the year in 2024 was optimize. It was very, very clear to me what I needed. My energy was too all over the place in 2023 and the years past. I needed to really get better at doing core things in my business. And what that has allowed me to do is my 2025 plan, which I'll share in the next episode. My 2025 plan has more things on the menu. We're doing some things differently, but why? Because I've already built the repeatable system. And that allows me to create space to do other things. It's very difficult to create a foundation of repeatable revenue while doing lots of different things. Usually there's some sort of a core. There's something that things are being built on. You're stacking on products and revenue that's already there, so you're growing, not just starting from scratch every month, which is exhausting. So the process for reviewing your 2024 is make a list of everything that worked this year. What are your numbers? What is your revenue for 2024? Where did that revenue come from? What are the offers that are working for you? What are the things that you're like, this is so core to what I do and this has been received well? Because the other thing you don't want to do, and this happens in the energetic space. Some people are like, this doesn't feel aligned for me anymore. I'm really tired. I don't love this anymore. And we can do this. Generators can go, oh, I'm not lit up by that anymore. Okay, but you don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. An example I'm going to give you is my own example, which is we did 5 launches this year, 5 master classes, and slightly different versions. There's kind of 2 caveats in there, but 5 launches this year. It was a lot. I'm tired. And we rinsed and repeated the same thing. We did the Authority Accelerator Masterclass. It's a 5-day masterclass. It delivers high value for free in this really condensed format. I love delivering it. I have so much fun doing it, but I was tired. It felt like a lot. And it did feel like once we finished one, we were starting one again, which led to me not always feeling like my energy was fully in it. And that affects the whole vibe of the whole thing. Some of them I was so there and my energy was so dialed in and I was so lit up and I was so excited. And then others, it was like, I'm excited, but it's not quite there. And I remember from when I was acting, that's how acting is. Some nights you go on stage and you've got to find that character again, and you've got to find a new way into it, because sometimes it's just not happening and you can't plan for that. That's where craft comes in. So I never fell down where the quality of the masterclass wasn't good, but some of them were just like, bonkers amazing. And then others, like I just felt a little drained, tired. Maybe it wasn't exactly the time I would have chosen to do it, but it's on the calendar and we're doing it. Okay. So some people would go, okay, well, I'm not launching anymore. I'm just tired of it. Like, I just don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do the masterclasses anymore. Well, the masterclass is actually what drove most of our revenue this year. I would be stupid to break that whole system and just say, I'm not doing that anymore. That would be really dumb on my part. I would be blowing up my business just because it just doesn't feel aligned anymore. No, it still feels aligned. It's just, how do I do it less? And what are some other things it gets me thinking about? Well, what are other ways that we can do this? And that's what we're doing in 2025. But we will still be doing that masterclass. We will still be delivering free, high value content to you guys. But we're also going to be taking people into deeper dives, these like mini programs that we're going to do that are paid intensives with us, where people can go a little bit deeper. And they're on individual pieces of what we teach to try to test some of those things out. They're going to be really fun. We're actually doing one in January on your cosmic niche, an intensive on this. This is not a free masterclass. This will be paid. And if you are interested in that, all you have to do is DM me niche on IG. I'm at Nicole Official. If you're interested in that, there's a wait list for that, so you can get on the wait list. But that's going to be a paid intensive with us, where we're taking you through my process for marrying your human design with your business. And the key factor for that is the nodes. And we're going to show you how to tap into your cosmic niche. And we're going to take you through the same content I take Business by Design clients through. So this is really deep, but it won't be free. So not everybody's going to opt in for that. So we have these different choices. So I'm not blowing up the thing that worked. I'm shifting things so we are not as dependent on that. So we can increase revenue next year while creating more space and making things more fun for me. So I have more space for all of that multi-passionate Manny-Gen energy for it to go. Do you see how this works? So you're going to look at everything that worked. You're going to break that down and you're going to preserve the things that worked. And if they are not perfect, you're going to look at it and say, well, what is it about this that I don't like? And can I shift something about that? Then you're going to look at what didn't work. What are the things you tried that you were like, I thought that would have gone better, or that was a flop, or that didn't really pan out? What are the things that didn't work? Is it Instagram? Is it where are you putting energy that's not working? And then ask yourself, is it something I need to learn? Is it something that I need to do better? Or can it maybe go? Is there another avenue that I could go down that might give me more results for less effort? That was what I did with my podcast. Instagram was not working for me the way that I wanted it to. And then I said, well, what if I put in all of my energy on the podcast? Because I love it. And that changed my business. That was 2 years ago. Same process, but it's reflection that leads us there. And then I want you to take a look at like, what have I learned this year? What are my greatest lessons? What are the things that I'm like, oh, I'm smarter. I am so much more aware of key elements. What are those key things that I'm more aware of, tuned into this year because of all this experience that I've had? And then the next step is really looking at that vision for 2025. I'm going to take you through that in the next episode. So stay tuned for that, for the next episode after this. In the meantime, I'm going to say goodbye for now. I'm going to close out this episode just saying how grateful I am for you and that I hope you go through this process because most people skip it. I used to. And my business changed when I stopped skipping it, when I started to do this. And if it makes you uncomfortable to do this, maybe it makes you uncomfortable to look at your revenue, then that is exactly what you need to do. Look at your revenue every single day because what you hide from is what is holding you back. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. Open it up. Look at the things that scare you. If there's something that's making you uncomfortable, then that is a question for you to ask yourself. What about this is making me uncomfortable? Do I feel like it wasn't enough? Do I feel like I wasted energy? Do I feel like I failed? Well, then that's what you need to work through and process so you don't carry it into 2025. So I hope that you found this useful. I hope you had a great 2024 and that 2025 is looking even better for you. But regardless of what it was, I hope that you just have lessons that are going to make 2025 better for you. And I hope you tune in to the next episode where I'll take you through that 2025 planning process, how you can make that an epic year and how you can pick your word of the year. So thank you for being here with us. And remember, in order to have an unshakable business, you must first become an unshakable human. Thanks for letting us help you become unshakable with human design, everybody. We'll see you next time.
If you love this episode and you're a fan of the show, please show us the love on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to the show and leave us a review. And if you'd like to connect with other entrepreneurs on their human design journey, join our free Facebook community, Human Design for Entrepreneurs. Go to nicolelano.me/podcast links to join the group, book a human design reading with me, or access our free human design resources. We'll see you there.